Marked for Life, Cain's Banishment. Written by Prisca J. Okatta. Narrated by Archie. Introduction. In the dawn of humanity, the world was a place of pristine beauty and untested innocence. The Garden of Eden, once filled with God's presence, had been left behind, and Adam and Eve began their life anew outside its gates. The ground, now cursed, required their sweat and toil to yield its fruit. They no longer walked with God in the cool of the day, but they carried with them the promise of hope, a seed of redemption through their offspring. The firstborn of this hope was Cain. His name, meaning acquired, reflected Eve's belief that he was a direct gift from God, a sign of life's renewal. Cain symbolized humanity's potential to overcome the curse, to rebuild a life aligned with God's will. Soon after, Abel was born, completing the family and giving Cain a companion and a brother. Abel's name, meaning breath or fleeting, hinted at the fragility of life, a foreshadowing of the tragedy to come. As children of Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel grew up under the shadow of Eden. They must have heard stories of the paradise their parents once inhabited, a place of peace and communion with God. Those tales likely shaped their understanding of divine perfection, as well as the consequences of disobedience. Yet, for all they knew of the past, Cain and Abel would soon find themselves at the center of their own story, a narrative of choice, consequence, and divine justice. The story of Cain and Abel introduces humanity's earliest recorded act of worship. Both brothers brought offerings to God. Cain presented the fruits of the soil he had cultivated, while Abel offered the firstborn of his flock. These gifts were not mere tokens, they represented the brothers' relationship with God and their acknowledgement of His sovereignty. The Bible tells us that God regarded Abel's offering with favor, but did not look upon Cain's with the same acceptance. Genesis chapter 4 verses 4-5. This distinction ignited a spark of resentment in Cain, a feeling of rejection that quickly spiraled into anger and jealousy. Why was Abel's sacrifice accepted and Cain's not? Was it the content of the offerings, or was it the heart behind them? The narrative leaves room for interpretation, but the focus remains on Cain's response, bitterness and frustration. Cain's emotions reveal the first glimpse of humanity's struggle with pride and comparison. Instead of examining his own heart or seeking God's guidance, Cain allowed his jealousy to fester. His story reminds us that sin often begins not with action, but with the unchecked thoughts and emotions that pave the way for greater transgressions. Cain's anger culminated.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?